Hey guys, my name is Jorge Ayala. I'm a realtor in South Florida, and I'm here with Isabelle Martinez, sorry, aka Harmony Girl, and you're gonna learn why in a few minutes. Why we call her aka Harmony Girl. I mean, if you're doing investment properties in Miami, in South Florida, even out of state, this is somebody that I believe, and a lot of our clients do that. You should definitely know, and I'm sure you'll agree with that. So.
You're sweet kind. You're the best. So yeah, we've worked together on a previous deal, and Jorge is an investor, so definitely borrower of hard money.
How did we meet last time? I don't remember.
We met on Instagram. We met on Instagram. We connected on Instagram. We took it off the platform. Definitely take the relationships off of the social media platform and try to cultivate them organically outside.
Yeah, that's good.
We connected. Yeah, a lot of I had been following you on Instagram for a while, and definitely I'm sure you can attest to Instagram as a contributor of growth to your business.
Yeah, I mean Instagram. I followed her and I saw she was real. She wasn't full of it. So the relationship started from there. We actually connected each other with a couple clients right now. As far as not just me doing business, but try to help her grow her business as well.
Yeah, definitely making as many introductions, helping each other, and making sure that there's a two-way street to help each other grow.
Yeah,
definitely is gonna maintain the relationship for the long term.
So tell us how you get into the business.
So I fell into this business by accident. I'm actually an attorney by trade. I didn't want to practice law, so I met my boss at the time, and he brought me in as like traditional mortgage. He was going to train me, he was going to help me get my license, and I was going to do conventional. But all of a sudden, he, within a month or two of my job, he's like, forget it, you're not going to do conventional anymore, you're going to learn hard money. And that's the first thing I learned was hard money and commercial lending, and that's all I do. That's my specialty right now. And that's what I learned in mortgages. That's the first thing I learned.
What did you think when you first told you to do hard money? Did you want to run?
No. I mean, I had been familiar with hard lending, but now that I work very closely with investors, I think of it from the perspective of an investor and how they would look at a deal. So that's how I was trained, from the perspective of the person lending the money. So I'm able to look at a deal and tell you, within the first couple of reviews of it, whether it's something viable, whether what you're asking for is viable, and what the market would be able to charge for that. So definitely that's how I was trained. I was trained by very old school guys, and a lot of like what I learned in law applies to a lot of the principles in private lending, which are very technical. So definitely a big help.
Yeah, I know you helped me in one of my cases with the law part, which we're not gonna touch base on that.
I don't represent, just that
she don't represent, but it's good that she knows something about the law, because it does help alleviate some problems before starting the actual flip or project.
Yeah, so the idea is just to anticipate the problems and try to attack it from day one. Good. So I'm sure your file. I mean, it was a little too late, but we were trying to tackle the problems as early as we could, and he had a successful solution, a resolution to the problem.
Definitely. So, So tell us more about what kind of clients do you help, what kind of scenarios do you see, and what's your ideal person when it comes to helping in this industry.
Yeah. So good question. So a lot of my clients are people who have been turned down by banks. Typically someone that as a serial investor that has already too many mortgages and their debt to income is too high. So they'll come to me and I would find a solution for either a fix and flip or a rental property. I also work with scenarios that are very distressed, bankruptcies, foreclosures that would not qualify in a traditional scenario, and these are all non-owner occupied properties. So any distress situations, refinances, buying partners out. I also work with properties in distress, properties that are not structurally sound, that are vacant, that are not stabilized. So these are types of deals that you can't go to a regular mortgage lender because they're going to shut the door in your face, because it's just too much of a risk. But in private money and in hard money, it's not about the risk, it's about the opportunity. And if there's a deal there we'll try to make it work, and we'll try to structure a deal for the client.
Yeah. Which I know firsthand, you do try to make it work.
I go above and beyond.
Yeah, she is probably calling you more than you calling her when it comes to the deal. So she does definitely go above and beyond when it comes to making it work, and first-hand experience with her. So now, anything that you could tell people that are looking for hard money, as far as advice or any tips when it comes to getting into this business, or whether if you're from an investor side or you're trying to get hard money, what will be the number one advice that you'll give them that it'll be as safe as possible?
So the best, I guess, someone looking to borrow this type of money, it's definitely a it's a business decision.
Yeah.
To acquire this capital. You have a goal in mind, whether it's you have a goal and a very specific defined exit strategy.
Right.
And that's one of the questions that I asked, like, how are you going to pay us back?
Right.
So definitely have an exit strategy in mind, whether it's you're going to sell the property in a year or two once you fix it, or you're going to just keep it cash flowing for a little bit, get some cash and leave, and then list it on the market, or you're going to refinance into something longer. Make sure your refinance strategy is something viable.
Yeah.
That you are, when the loan is up, you're not in trouble, and you're not running out of time. So that's definitely like one of the biggest. Every time I see a default, because I see defaults from other investors, and they try to get something, a bailout, to put them at zero again, and it's definitely a lack of execution, a failure of executing the exit strategy that kills borrowers.
Good.
And definitely, be prepared to engage in this transaction, be educated. And I do a lot of educating of my clients, because, a portion of my clients are first-time borrowers in this type of lending. So it's, either you do the research beforehand, or if you're not educated, I will do my best to make sure that you're 100% aware of what you're signing.
Yeah.
I will never push a file, to closing unless the borrower is 100%. And ensuring that, understanding what they're signing, because it is a responsibility, and the protections that someone has on someone's regular home are not the same. So there's a risk that you can lose your collateral if you don't pay. So definitely understanding and being knowledgeable of what you're signing, and I help you get to that understanding to a point where everyone at the closing table is comfortable, and there's no sorts of coercion or any sense of stress at the closing table. That's one of the things that I'm all about, making sure that happens.
And that's great, guys, because and correct me if I'm wrong, hard money or private money, this kind of finance that she provides should not be your last strategy resort. Kind of get me out of the whole situation. You definitely go in there very knowing all the numbers, and I know one of the things she does for the investors that I work with and clients, that she knows the numbers, that she puts them together for you to have a clear picture, that you can make an educated decision. That's really as much as we could do, right?
Yeah.
How to make an educated decision.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put the numbers in a spreadsheet, so investors have their own spreadsheets. Either you're a serial investor, a first-time investor. I mean, regardless, this is a property that is not your home, right?
Yeah.
So, what I try to do to make the numbers as clear as possible is put in a spreadsheet where the investor, you could take it and put it into your own model, and make sure that whatever numbers that we're looking at make sense for you, and if not, we can negotiate. It's all about understanding too what your priorities are. So for you on your deal, your priority was, if I remember correctly, no prepayment penalty. So you wanted to get in and get out as quickly as possible.
Right.
And your priority also was the rate, and making sure that the rates were decent.
Within the line of what I wanted to.
Exactly, within the means of the loan that you were trying to get, which was a very high risk loan, for the investor. So the rate every month that you were paying, whether that was in line with the profit that you were expecting to receive. So all of these data points we communicated, and then you were able to make a decision at the time of signing the letter of intent.
Now, so great tip. Tell anybody out there what telltale signs can you see from another hard money? I'm not talking bad about the hard money, but if you see something from another hard money, another private money, that you just run away? And I'm sure there's got to be something that you could see right away and be like, you know what, no.
Yeah, like a bad deal, you think? I mean, definitely. I mean, these are short-term loans, but anything like 6 months or less is just too risky for the borrower. I try to keep it at least a year. If you're doing a flip, you want to keep it for a year, no more than that, because otherwise, then you lose money as an investor, like as a real estate investor. So anything, if I see something that's like a 6-month loan, I mean, great, but there's other ways to structure it. I mean, you could do a 1-year loan, but then maybe do a prepayment penalty of 6 months. So you like that, you're satisfying both investor and borrower. You have a 1-year term in case in 6 months they're not ready to buy out, but then you're making sure the investor receives 6 months of income. But you I mean, your loan is not due in 6 months. So I feel like even though you're 100% ready and you're like, no, I'm gonna be able to get on 3 months, like, and life happens. Like, I see it all the time. Like, you're not able to refinance and your note is due, and now you have a lawsuit against you because you have to pay back this investor. And I feel like if they would have done it correctly and would have communicated as to what were the priorities of both the borrower and the investor, like, these things wouldn't have happened.
Correct. And guys, you get it, that not to scare you, what you said, but it could be scary in that kind of situation. Scary. So just to, you rather hear that from somebody just being honest with you, that you know what you're getting yourself into, and that we both are the same way. I know you work on building a long relationship with people, and you have a lot of good relationship with a lot of investors and real estate agents. And again, her and I build a great relationship when it comes to business, and that's what we're here today. So tell everybody, how can they find you? Where can they find you at?
Yeah. So I mean, you can call me 305-726-8551. You can follow me on Instagram at The Hard Money Girl. I post a lot of content. A lot of what I post is in essence informational. I post a lot about what are the files that I'm dealing with, and I hope to be a source of information for a borrower, for a real estate agent as well, because the agents need to be just as educated because they're the ones advising clients. And you call me anytime. It's the only line I have, so I don't have another line. So feel free.
Is that a 1-800 number?
It's not a 1-800. Like, I don't have a landline, so it's just call my cell phone. Any scenario is definitely the best way. As you know, the best way to discuss this is just having a conversation. About the deal.
Alright, guys. So definitely, you gotta contact her, aka Hard Money Girl, and she's the best. And I'm not saying it just because I work with her, because her work ethics, everything about her and the way she puts deals together is great. And if you get a chance just to talk to her and connect with her, there you guys have it. So hope you enjoyed the video, and anything else?
Thank you. No, I think we're done. Take care. Bye bye.